you doing? It's Ravie Davie here, the Fresh Prince of the Ramon Square, and I'm joined with my partner,
Georgia.
and this is episode 14 of the 10 Years In podcast. How you doing, Hen?
I'm doing very well. I'm actually doing much better than I was last week when we came into the podcast, because
Why is that?
should we share it with the
Share it,
listeners?
obviously. I go tell them.
So we arrived last week to record episode 13, and we pressed the buzzer to come in. Curtis always comes out to get us, but when Curtis came out last week, he says to me and David, also two guys have rocked up at the door, right? I've instantly thought that somebody was trying to burgle Curtis, and actually what Curtis meant was, what they were trying to break in.
That's just the word.
And I'm like, you're joking. And actually what had happened was, two guys are currently filming a documentary about David. They've showed up to film David here. David never told Curtis that they were coming, and we had no idea. But actually what they were here today was to record me, and I had no idea.
Questions.
So I've sat down in the chair, didn't know this, they were here to record me, and the guy turned around and says to me, so Georgia, what have you been doing today? And I actually thought my head was going to roll off my shoulders, because I'm thinking, why is he asking me what I'm doing?
You're actually answering it quite well, and you just end up going like, nah, my head's not in this.
He said, what have you been doing today? And I'm like, working? Why are you asking me? And then I was trying to talk, and all these words were just coming through my head, and I just turned around and looked at David. I said, I'm sorry, I can't do this. Like, I have to be told in advance about these things. Like, it just was so unprepared. David had actually said to me on last Monday, the guys were in filming in the school for the documentary, and I said, that's good. And he said, they actually were asking if they can come one time and film us going into the documentary, going into the podcast. And I was like, all right, okay, but the idea this meant they were coming, they were going to be there that night.
Well, in my defence, I obviously said to them, if I don't give you the heads up, it means it's known. And obviously, I was kind of gauging what you were going to say about it, when you obviously hadn't embraced it,
Aye.
shall we say. I didn't give them the heads up, so obviously, they obviously, to be fair to them, they're obviously just trying to get the documentary for their uni done, but they just obviously didn't heed my advice about no.
See, as well as that, though, you'd said to me they were coming to film us walking into the document to the podcast.
And that's what they said to me.
And
they told me, obviously, as well.
We've arrived to the room, Curtis's room. They had the full camera set up and everything in this wee tiny room. I think Curtis was actually got to part of them.
Curtis was raging, man.
There's only been a couple of times I've seen Curtis getting annoyed, and I can feel his frustration.
He's like to get his boxing training out, man. Obviously, had to withdraw for his fight, so he's like to punch Todd and Andrew, but man, come here. To be fair, it was my fault, obviously. I'm not the best at communication. Sometimes I forget stuff. But I did say to them, if you don't get the heads up, don't go. And obviously they still came, so
when I
get what they want, and now they might not be able to get it, because George and Curtis are always not. Curtis doesn't like them, nothing. Curtis raging with them. Curtis got beef with them, man. Curtis wants to fight the two of them. Curtis was actually asking me to put a wrestling match with the three of them.
That's a lie. That's a lie. It's a lie.
That's a lie. It's not even that, because I was trying to answer the question, which was what I was doing today, and all I kept thinking is, you're talking rubbish, because I was making it up.
You weren't even talking, no, you weren't even working, you were just at work.
I was just saying I was at work or whatever, and then I turned around and looked at you, and I says to you, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I had no idea that I was meant to be, they were coming here to record me, and the boy just went like that. I think we've got what we needed anyway. I said, I actually spoke for 10 seconds. What was it you were really needing me for this filming?
Just you in here, being yourself.
Oh, honestly, that was not myself. That was like, I mean? If there was ever a time I had already, that was definitely it. And as well, I just couldn't stop looking at Curtis thinking, are you ain't the same as me? Like, what's going on here?
Oh well, last week was red faces, this week's red cardigans.
Right, okay, so it's episode 14, and we are got a couple of things we want to cover this week. So first thing on the list is what we've been up to. So the October week was last week, and you were working all week.
Man, that's his wrestling name, obviously. Commando Crawling Curtis Campbell. but you wouldn't be able to see it anyway. But what happened, why I was trying to hold my laugh in there was not just was Curtis crawling past me, but his builder's, we know his builder, his podcaster's bum, his producer's bum was also winking me in the eye there while he was crawling past, and he was trying to be all silent. He just said, "Oh, I need to jump by." Like I say, man, a lot of hilarity already in this episode. Need to calm it down.
Right, so it's been the October week, and it's been a busy week for you because you have been voted community champion.
Aye, community champion, man, 2024, Glasgow Times. I actually messaged the guy and said, can you put
Ravie Davie next to it.
and the wrestling school button on, because obviously it's
brilliant.
not just like, it isn't just me that's like, I'm the face of it. I get a lot of credit and stuff like that, but for people obviously like, for helping Caden out, helping with Paul, helping with Carson, all the wins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's not just me that does it. It's Xander, big strong man,
Mikey.
Wanderer, Gav, John,
Yeah.
Daryl, Ross. There's a full team of us, know what I mean?
Aye.
So I feel like the full school
Everybody should be getting
credit, aye.
nominated.
'Cause everybody also as well, but everybody else, it was like something Taekwondo, the
Yeah.
Castle Youth Development Football, David McCallum.
I think it's because somebody who we've got no idea, if you're watching this, thank you, but somebody has voted for David.
Nominated me. Maybe
Nominated,
more
so-
than one person as well, to be fair.
So they've maybe just put you down as David McCallum and no wrote, Glasgow School of Wrestling, whatever.
'Cause it
Maybe
couldn't
somebody's
even-
just noticed that knowing your actual name and put that down, because this nomination hasn't came for anything that you've been involved in or you know nothing about. You just got an email to say you've been nominated.
I know, and I'm actually very, very grateful. I don't do any of the work with the wrestling school or that for accolades or for anybody to pat me in the back and say well done. But it's always nice for somebody to pat you in the back and say well done, and I'm in the running for an accolade, and hopefully I win it. It is you can vote for it. So if you go onto my Facebook or Instagram, or the Community Pro Wrestling Facebook or Instagram, there will be details about it. It's the Glasgow Times Community Champion Award for the Sports Person of the Year. And if I win, I'm going to get a belt commissioned and I'm going to walk about as the Glasgow Community Champion. So there's also that, by the way. That's another reason to vote for me. And putting it out there, a fellow governor is going to give me the championship. Sir Alex Ferguson, if you're watching this, my man, you need something to do with the Man United have let you go for the ambassador's role. So why don't you come and give a fellow governor the Community Championship Awards if he wins?
And did you say there that they go under citywide?
It's under citywide, so there's a couple of different
Categories.
categories when you go on it. And mine's under citywide. We're up against some fierce competition, such as there was a guy that messaged me, is it Andy Tomlinson, a man who has done the London Marathon with cerebral palsy, I
yeah.
believe. Which also again, if you would ask me, somebody like that would be the community champion. I mean, that's a lot of hard work, and then obviously all the other great causes. So I'm just even humbled to be in the running for it, and it'll be a good night as well. Getting good, hopefully get to bring Georgia and some people for the wrestling school out and show off what we do, because that's what it's all about. Any of this recognition is just another bell in the cap to be able to help the school grow and get bigger and better, and hopefully one day expand it and have a wrestling school in other places that also helps kids that maybe don't have somewhere to call home and somewhere to feel they're a happy place to feel themselves and get to express themselves now, because that's what we're doing at Glasgow School of Wrestling. And adults as well, but there's adult wrestling schools all over Scotland. It's more kids. It's the kids stuff that we specialise in, give the teenagers and the younger kids something to do and something to what do you call it? Somewhere to go and something to do. It's maybe not the normal sports. There's a lot of kids that don't like football, dancing, gymnastics, all that stuff. And we provide something a wee bit different at Glasgow School of Wrestling. Now I've just rambled on about that for ages.
I think you just used every fucking word in the dictionary there. Like, honestly, that was exhausting.
Aye. Was it exhausting? Aye, man. You were giving me the eyes to be fair.
I was actually thinking about that in the motor coming up here when we were talking about the guys that were filming the documentary, I was giving you the eyes. And I was thinking, I bet you every couple has this look where they give each other, where they just know that there's something not right. I was giving you the eyes.
She was giving me the eyes. You've got a couple of different versions of the eyes, I know.
Have
I
I?
mean,
You call them, is it the creepy eyes, scary eyes?
No, the crazy eyes.
Crazy eyes.
No, I mean, there's the crazy eyes where you know, oh, fucking hell, man. To be fair, she's got these mad eyes she's got when she's drunk, man, and she looks deep into your soul, man, with her eyes pure wide and all that, and look, you don't know if you're in for a hard time or a good time.
Right, okay. Talking about votes, wrestling fans have also been doing a different type of voting.
If you're into pro wrestling, the first ever awards are out.
We are doing a wrestling awards night. It's on Friday the 13th of December. It's in the Fairfield Club in Govan, and the tickets are £5 and everybody's welcome. So obviously we've been running the wrestling shows now for 3 years, and we've never really recognised the wrestlers. And we want to take this time really to give them the credit that they're due, because they've put in so much work over the past 3 years.
See, it's actually this month that CPW is 3 years old, and as I said, we've built it up to a very good level, and it's thanks to not only the hard work that me and George have put in, but the hard work that all the other wrestlers such as Xander, Steg, Darrow, Ross, even guys like, I hate to say it, but Thatcher Wright and Sam Barber. You can't have a good wrestling show without some good bad guys, and they also fill those spots. So it's been a big team effort, and on the 13th of December we're going to get to showcase it. We're going to have awards, all sorts of different awards, such as Wrestler of the Year, Male Wrestler of the Year, Female Wrestler of the Year, Moment of the Year, Match of the Year, all this kind of different stuff. But mine and George's favourite award is going to be the Fan of the Year, because not only has the wrestlers helped build CPW, obviously you can't do a wrestling show without wrestlers, but there's no point in doing a wrestling show if you don't have wrestling fans. And we are doing the CPW Fan of the Year. To
the point where we've picked a good few...
16 people. And so I picked 16 people not to leave people off, and I've still got people beefing me, getting raging that they're not on it. You know what I mean?
But a couple of the people that are on the list, well, majority of them are all people that come to the wrestling school, to the point where some of the wee boys that are in the 5 to 11 class have actually started cutting promos on each other.
Aye, saying you don't deserve to. I'm at all the shows, I'm out
flying past my bedtime. That's what Aaron said. I fucking loved it.
To be fair, it was definitely past his bedtime. I was pitch black outside, man.
And we, Sol and Reggie, Jen's wee boys, are asking if they can wear suits to the
wear suits to the award ceremony. I was actually kidding on trying to do a rib on some of the wrestlers, saying that he's need to wear suits so they don't turn up. But I'm actually thinking now, if there's kids that want to go with suits on, maybe I might need to get a new suit.
I said to you, like, I think you should wear that suit that you go at.
No, she's getting a white one.
No, disgusting.
What do you mean disgusting? Look,
horrible.
Class, man.
No.
The man for Del Monte, the man for Del Monte Square, swaggering in, man, big white suit on, cuffs, cigar, blow it flicking to Wanderer's face. What are you doing, you wee specky idiot?
So I think it should have been fancier, but you said no.
No,
so you're not changing it now.
No, we can change it.
No, because obviously people wanted to go and buy suits. And then...
Still a month and a half, 2 months, 2 years. 2 months, 2 years, fuck.
But anyway, if you're coming along, you wear what you want.
I wear whatever you want.
No pressure. Just don't wear a white suit. Because David will be jealous.
I'm wearing a white suit. That's how. I'm wearing a white suit.
David said to me, when we get married, he wants to wear a white suit, even though I have to obviously wear a white dress. And my mum said to me, what if you fucking wait at the bottom of the aisle for him or not? He can do it. I said, probably. Everything's about him. Everything. She said, my mum said, he's not wearing a white suit. She's like, give George our moment for just 1 minute.
But a white suit would look good, no?
No.
White kilt?
Not even worse.
How?
That's horrible.
How is it?
Isn't it, Curtis? Aye, exactly.
I won't shape my pants.
There's a strong possibility you will.
Just no fault that day. I'll hold it in. I'll ask you some tips. Nothing. For fuck's sake. Not for holding the
Right.
farts in, to be fair.
So yes, the tickets are on sale for our awards night. Just message any one of the Community Pro Wrestling or mine or David's pages.
£5 per person, get your tickets now. It will be any entertainment and all. It's not obviously we'll not just get awards, there'll actually be like some funny stuff.
It'll be DJ, some
Big
games.
5-0's agreed to give out some awards, so he'll be there. We'll have a DJ as well.
The
There's
kids
that
are allowed
cleaner
in
again.
till 10 o'clock.
Aye, 10 o'clock, so Wayne's can go and get mad with it for a bit. No kidding. We can't actually do that.
And then if the parents or anybody else wants to stay on, then there's a bar.
I get the babysitters down, man. Pick your Wayne's out at 10 o'clock and stay out and have a night out with the wrestlers.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to it.
I can't wait as well, man. In my white suit.
Don't annoy me.
But yeah,
I think David's a bit annoyed because before we left the house, we actually noticed that Paul Miller Constructions has left a comment on my TikTok to
What'd
say
they
that he
say?
actually thinks that I'm funnier than you
aye, funny element.
and that you need to stop you need to stop butting in me and pack in the ADHD. And I totally agree.
Can't do that. It's no a thing I can do, alright?
You kept it suppressed for the first couple of years we were out with each other. It was
No, I
only when
didn't.
you started getting asked to do the dishes. Oh, I've put the ADHD.
Shut up, man.
So I'm just loving that people are starting to notice that you can just ride
Last
on
week
my
I
coattails
Steg
now.
slaughtering, you know what I mean? Saying that everybody likes the podcast because you and I get Paul coming from and all, man.
That's because I've been living in your shadow for years, but
I
not
want you-
anymore.
It's me, know what I mean? It's me wanting to get her out the shadow, man. I'm sick of it, man, hiding behind my shadow.
And you'll be like, you can go out, like, you can be seen, but not
Oh,
too
shite.
much.
A lot of shite, man. You talk about I'm telling her to do this stuff. I want her to get better and all that, know what I mean? I want you to be your own wee self, you're not just...
He actually, do you know how sad it is? He actually, it's because you know that I'm about to tell
I
people
know
what you say to me.
exactly what to say, you're a pain in the ass.
I don't know what they think or about to say, but he actually wanted to put a bet on me that he could get the 10 years in podcast TikTok page to 10,000 followers before I get to 10,000 on my personal page.
Still,
That's sad.
How is it sad, man? You've been sitting at 9,000 for about 4 years and you've only had a TikTok for free.
Well, I'm the type of person when things are getting busy or tough in my life, I just don't go on social media.
Well, grow up. For fuck's sake, man. Always come in moan about this and moan about that. Well, fucking post a TikTok.
What? And tell people my full life.
No, but maybe, sometimes that'll get views, to be fair.
Right, anyway, we'll move on. So, I've now finished the Vince McMahon documentary.
Yes.
So last week I couldn't really get a review because I had only watched like 3 or 4 episodes. But I finished. Obviously last week I covered the fact about the territories,
The territories.
which I already knew was in wrestling. I mean, we eat, sleep and breathe territory things for the past 3 years. So I'll not touch on that again. But there's just such a dark side to wrestling. But I actually think gone by any sort of sports things you watch on Netflix, there's always like this dark side.
Especially when back in the past, where obviously like, they just, instead of dealing with stuff before the internet and that, they kind of just tried to, or they just died or whatever, or try and sweep stuff under the carpet, try and make stuff, try and make people forget about it and that.
So I'm so gullible because I didn't really think.
Did you say that?
Gullible.
Oh, I thought you said gullible.
I'm so gullible. Did I say that right?
Oh, you definitely did say gullible.
That gullible. Because I didn't really think this stuff goes on when people talk about stuff like this. I'm like, don't believe it. But anyways, I thought the cleaner was coming in there again. Curtis is trying to cut parts someday.
Bobbing and weaving it there, man.
So I was howling at the fact that Linda McMahon, which is obviously Vince McMahon's wife, who isn't a wrestler, ends up getting dragged into it and she's getting wheeled out to the wrestling ring in a wheelchair
And
to
then she
kid
ends up
on.
getting involved in the match and that, and she ends up kicking, like Vince is obviously, like, she's in the wheelchair in the ring, right? Do you see this? People didn't pay attention to this.
No, I
part.
did watch it because I'm thinking, no way.
You could do that with your ma.
No, shut up. I thought you were going to say date with me.
No, I could date your ma. Obviously, could date mine's not. I mean, fuck.
And then as well, like Stephanie McMahon and Triple H are getting married, and because Stephanie doesn't agree to have their wedding at actual wrestling,
Aye.
Vince challenges Stephanie to a match.
Street fight 6 days before the wedding, and
whole-
Linda says she'll leave him if she gets a black eye or anything like that. the breaks her nose.
It's mental.
Crazy. I know he is the craziest guy maybe ever to live.
But you know, somebody made a comment. I can't remember who it was. It was maybe like one of the wrestlers, or maybe Shane McMahon or something, said Vince McMahon doesn't own WWE. WWE owns Vince McMahon, and I thought that's how I see you.
What?
But the actual wide wrestling and CPW controls your full life and everything that you do, and your intentions for the day are set by everything about wrestling. I'm like, that is you on much like smaller scale. What do you think about that?
Wrestling. I mean, I'm no fucking Vince McMahon, but wrestling does. It's my focus. It's my be all
Full
in.
life.
Aye, well, I know. But I've gave it a lot of stuff, and I've worked very hard to get to where I'm at with wrestling. When it happened, if I didn't get it, it's an old cliche, but wrestling doesn't owe you anything, and put in a lot of effort, you'll get it back, and I feel like that's happened for me, and I'll continue to do so. And if you don't like that, then you know where the door is.
Are you saying that to me, or is that part of a promo there you were cutting? Because you know I've tried to dump you multiple times, but you always come back.
And I know that I don't. It's not that I come back, I just don't go. You know what I mean?
No, anytime I try and fight with David, I'll say, "Go away." He's like, "I'm not going away. Georgia, we are not falling out with each other."
Where am I going to go? For fuck's sake, know what I mean? My house and all. Know what I mean? We're going to sell the house. Right, cool. Fuck's sake, not happening.
I like the fact as well, and
just you turn the face all away, man, in bed. That's the case.
I liked the wrestlers were explaining that when like bad things happen in in the matches, or the bad guys are, you know, they're getting the reaction that they wanted. Aye, I know, but I'm not going to say heat to people who don't watch wrestling.
Right, they're getting booed.
Aye, so when the bad guys are getting the reaction that they're hoping for, that then when the wrestlers were on the documentary and they're talking about it, they're saying, "We loved the fact we got the reaction that you expected."
Like the thing with Trish Stratus, obviously, because people still talk about that, like pure, oh, she was heavy degraded and all that, it was horrible and all that, and she's sitting even saying, like, I mean, I loved it. Like, it was actually the fact that you are still talking about this 20 years later and you're saying that should never have happened. That's what we wanted. That's exactly what we were talking about when we said it. And I get that myself. It's nothing. There is actually nothing better when you're wrestling. You've got an idea in your head and you say, if we do this, this will happen. And then when you do it, it goes exactly how you imagined it, or even better. It's even loud. Know what I mean? Or it's even louder. It is one of the best feelings ever. Because one of the bit. Signing a good wrestler is knowing how to work the crowd and change with your audience. If your audience is leaning one way, if you can then go that way and give the audience what they're wanting, that is a big compliment. People would call you a worker. Yeah, because people don't realise that when, like, people outside of wrestling don't realise that they think that you're just going in there and then just fake fighting. But actually, sometimes. But
there's actually like so much more to it that when you post a video on TikTok, right, and people are all like, all these comments about that shite, that's this, that's that, and you're like, good, that's what I wanted you to think, and now you've gave me that reaction. Whereas people outside of wrestling don't realise that that's what you're trying to go out there and do. So
I don't think I'd ever want anybody to think my wrestling's shite, but I know what you mean.
Do you know, there you go again. Try to explain to David last week that when you're trying to give an example or something, it has to be politically correct, even though it's like, that's an example. You done it to Caden and all, like, try to correct everybody. You don't need to.
Right, with that one, but I kind of feel like you're saying that I'm fucking wanting to post shite fucking clips. It's not that one.
Know that, you know what I
get
mean?
what you mean. I did get what you mean. Like the guy saying obviously it was cartoony. Like one of them said, oh, it's like a cartoon top of my wrestling. And it was obviously I was being over theatrical because I was filming a skit with one of the 12 to 15-year-olds. So I was actually was trying to be a bit more like, I was trying to, my idea for when I was doing this video was that I was like a villain in a cartoon. No, I mean, I was like being like, shh, don't tell him and all that. When he comes in here, I'm going to attack him. And then he came in and I start fighting. No, I mean, I try to attack him, be loud and all that, and he lands on his feet and he gets me and hits me with a move. I was actually trying to be like a cartoon villain, and somebody was like, oh, it's like a cartoon.
Sounds shite to me.
Does it? Aye. Fuck's sake, man.
I'm kidding.
What a bitch. No, you're not.
Right, okay, we'll move on. So,
no, move on. Fuck you. Kidding on. Right, move on then.
Okay, so I've
Maybe not,
finished
I
the
don't
Vince McMahon documentary.
So what did you think of it? What did you rate it out of 10? What did you think about what he wanted to do with Stephanie, actually, about the...
But have a baby to her as part of the storyline. Disgusting.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Aye, that's what I mean. Like, it took her his full life. I don't think that you're at that level yet, but
No.
I think that, you know, it's just weird that people, like, thank God she said no to some things.
I don't think
Even
she's
as
got-
well, Stephanie McMahon says on the when she's talking, like, there's some things I did say no to. I'm like, no wonder.
I wonder what the worst one was. Because that's the... Think about it, right? If that's the one that they were comfortable telling us,
Aye.
there must be worse ones
Aye.
that she wouldn't tell you, that she'd be like, no, that was too far, I've just no saying about that one. You know what I
Aye,
mean?
yeah.
Because that's what I always say, like, if there's something somebody's comfortable telling, there must be
Worse.
something worse there, not I mean, there must be like, and maybe no, but
So I would rate it, I don't know, like 7 or something.
7.
There was nothing that came up that I didn't expect.
Because I've probably told you most of the stuff and just lobbing it. Oh no, I mean Vince McMahon done this and he done that, and no, so you probably did know a lot. Whereas it is very good. I'd imagine if you're a brand new wrestling fan, if you've never seen anything about Vince McMahon before, you'd probably really like it, and it would be mind blowing and all this kind of stuff. Whereas our life is kind of consumed by wrestling, even yours when you don't want it to be, kind of is as well.
Yeah, definitely. So, what did you rate it?
I rated it. It was a really good documentary. So I'd say the actual the way they've styled it, and the way it's like filmed and the stories and stuff. I think it's like a 10 out of 10 documentary, because
Yeah.
obviously I went into it thinking I was going to be learning all these new groundbreaking things that I'd never heard before, and I didn't. It probably like a 6 or a 7 for myself.
Mm-hmm. So, what are we going to watch next?
You tell me. You were saying something about a train,
Yeah, is it called The Night
Night
Sleeper?
something like that.
I think quite a lot of people have recommended that.
The
I've
Night
already
Sleeper.
started watching Nobody Wants This,
Clips
which
obviously likes that.
seems to be very popular. I started watching it yesterday. I'm nearly finished.
What's it about?
So it's about a woman who starts going out with a rabbi.
A rabbi.
Yes, and she and her sister have got a podcast.
Do you know what a rabbi is?
Yeah.
What?
But why are you trying to get on at me tonight?
That's
You're annoying me.
What is a rabbi?
He's a priest.
For what faith?
Judas.
Ju-
He's a
Hebrew.
Jewish.
Hebrew.
Yeah. So this. What was I going to say there?
They've got a podcast.
Aye. So her and her sister have got a podcast that they're very open about their lives. Let's just say I need to be careful what I'm saying, because I know a lot of Waynes for the school watch this. And obviously she starts going out with the rabbi, and none of his life does not match with hers.
Aye.
And so I'm not going to go into and ruin it, because it's just new on Netflix, like it's trending right now.
Spoilers,
So
but you'd recommend people to watch it.
100%.
Right, that's good. What is how many episodes has it got?
10, I think, but they're only on for like 20 odd minutes.
And what episode are you on now?
7.
So you'll be finished that the night probably.
Probably no, because every time I go to bed after like 20 minutes I fall asleep. I can't help it.
Fair enough. I've not really watched anything lately. I've just been. I was busy with the October week. I've been trying to figure out more about this clip making app that I've been using to make the stuff for TikTok. I've been trying to get that working for the wrestling shows. It's not just it's not as easy as it has been for getting the podcast clips up. So with the wrestling school and the October week camp, doing that, and also try to get back onto the flat to promote the wrestling show we've got next month. I've not had time to watch anything except from some clips here and there on YouTube and stuff like that, some of my YouTube videos. So with that being said, I'm going to make it what's the word called?
Your mission.
And my mission is start watching at least one thing per week, because I need to up my game to the podcast and bring my A game, and I feel like that would help by watching stuff to review and stuff like that.
Definitely. So I think The Night Sleeper's the next thing I'm going to watch if you're not ready to watch it.
No, I'm
And
already
I'm going
watching.
with it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
We can watch it in the weekend when we're on
It's
Ireland.
too far away. No.
How?
Right, okay, so maybe we will then.
We need to. But I got to Ireland this weekend as well. Go and see OTT, some WWE superstars.
Yeah, we're taking
Judgment
both.
Day.
There's a wee fly in here and
Aye.
it's in my face. Right, okay, so I have got something that I want to cover.
Right, go tell me. Tell
So,
me what you want.
We
Tell me what you want, what you really want.
I wanted to put a wee section in here about 3 things that we know that we do to annoy each other, but we're not got to stop. Did you understand that?
So things that I do to annoy you, or that I do that annoys you,
That you're aware
that
of.
I'm aware that annoys you, and even though I'd love to stop, I can't.
Yeah, or you're not going to stop.
I'm Bible. The way I say it means, because the way you say it makes it sound like a dick. The way I say it makes it more sounds like, oh, that's cute and quirky.
Right, okay, so on you go.
So for me, so something that I do, something that you do that annoys me that I know you've not got to do, or something that I do.
I thought you understood.
Like, just double checking.
Just testing me.
So something that I do
Something that you do
that annoys
that
you.
you're aware that annoys
Right,
me.
right. There's millions. I would say the main one would be coming up and touching and cuddling you and kissing you and all that stuff. What?
In general.
Aye, obviously not appropriately touching or nothing, just like cuddling and like my hands are like above the waist and that, know what I mean? Like I'm just being like touchy feely, know what I mean? Like, oh,
Just touchy feely.
aye, like hugs.
It's like pressure, constant squashing me to death.
No, I'm just
like-
showing you I'm the here.
No,
I'm
like
just
even
reminding
when
you.
we're out somewhere in public, like too much.
Just want to give
David
you
is like the most cuddly person ever, and I'm like, don't touch me, like nobody cuddle me or come near me, like I just hate it. So yes, that is probably number one thing that you do that really bothers me.
Obviously that's one of my love languages, touching,
Oh yeah, no, squashing,
squishing, no.
smothering.
You ever seen the videos, man, of the guys that pay hundreds of money to get squished?
I've seen that before.
Aye, no, I'm not into that, fuck's sake. I don't do that. I just cuddle. Oh, just got quite overbearing. I date the boy as well, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, I just give him big cuddles and he's like, alright, just leave me, and I'm squishing him. Like, oh, you're right, you man.
But even when we say like, "God, stop," you don't stop it. You keep going.
Aye, then obviously something that's no funny to me.
It's no funny.
Because obviously at first I'm doing it to show you I love you, but then when he's all going like, oh, I'm like,
It's like the
now I'm
more we
doing
get annoyed, the
now I'm
more.
doing two of my favourite things. I'm showing affection and annoying them. Brilliant. Cha-ching.
Right, okay.
Two for the
First one
price
for
of
me.
one. Good on, Nico.
First thing for me that I do. Are you alright? Are you winking at the camera?
Don't know, mate.
So
Funny ones.
first thing that I do that I'm aware annoys you, but I'm not going to stop, is parking so far away from restaurant doors. That really drives you fucking up the wall.
Neighbour, no, man.
So whenever we go somewhere for food, I will park in the furthest away space. The reason for this is the
Can
team.
you park?
But I've been driving since I've been 17, right? I've always been fine. But I got that car that I've got the new. And my first week when I moved to my new team and work, I crashed into Ross and my team. Drove my car right along the side of his, and since then I've had complete fear about parking beside anybody. But it drives you mental. Even though I try to explain to you, look, it makes me nervous. You're not driving, Amma, so what's the problem? But you still express your frustration weekly.
Because it's fucking adding to the journey.
And as well, you've also got Bodie in it and all. Anytime I've been taking Bo to Asda recently, he goes, you got to park pure far away. I'm like, I'll drop you off at the door, take your seat, I guess.
Remember he was heavy young and before when I just met him, I go and like, pick his nose and wipe it on you.
Why did you used to do that all the time? It's disgusting. Right, what's number 2 for you?
So number 2 for me is
Something that you've not thought of.
no, it is leaving the dishes. That no doing the dishes straight away when I've just finished my dinner or anything like that, and maybe letting them build up a wee bit. You obviously hate that, and you start getting quite aggressive and start try to fight people and that. Know what I mean? Like, just starts doing the dishes while I'm in the kitchen doing something, so that I know she's raging and she's not happy that I've not done these dishes as soon as they've been eaten off of. So that'll happen quite a lot, and you know what? Dishes don't need life. We are busy people. Like, life's too short to be doing dishes straight away. So I'd rather just leave them there, let them build up, and then you know what? Just tackle them all at once.
No.
Stick my phone on. Listen to a wee 20-minute video on YouTube where just
that guy playing Football Manager, I can't listen to his voice.
just gone for it, know what I mean? Just
Nah.
clean it away. But no, Georgia needs to stick her fucking me marigolds on like the boxing gloves, man. Look you in the fucking eye like you're a scumbag and start putting that hot water on them. When you have the cheek to say to her, oh, you know what, I'll just do them. I'll just take time out of my wee ADHD schedule that fucking needs to be done the way I want to do it. I'll take time out of that and do dishes. But no, I don't fucking want you to do them. But she obviously quite clearly does, because that's why she's staring through your soul, man, with this grill, man. Like, she, honestly, man, wee pink marigolds, man, fucking look like wee UFC gloves.
It's because I've got eczema, give a break.
No, I'm trying to get a break, man. I'll just get them. You're like, no, I'm fucking doing them now. I don't want you doing them.
It's so true, but
What?
do you know what it is? Like, I just think, see if I'm making dinner, why should I need to wash the dishes before I cook?
You don't need those other plates.
But every dish we had, including all the cups and everything, were all liner. So why would you rather leave it?
Because that's what I used to do, but it's not my fault you work for him now on a Monday, you know what I mean? I used to have my Monday routine would be get up, man, go to the gym, come back, do all my dishes that had been left accumulated for the weekend, and then that'd be us.
Oh, it drives me
But
to distraction.
Now you sit in the house and you're like, oh, I can't get fucking 14 coffees now because we only got 13
I have
cups.
2 coffees a day.
Right, well, maybe
Do you like
not.
being corrected? I shut you up tonight. Right,
Think
okay,
so.
number 2 for me, that I am aware that I do that's annoying but I'm not going to stop is
Enough of
complain about how late you stay up at night. So David, for whatever reason, will tell me he's tired. Look, he's nearly yawning the now. And then we'll proceed to go home the night and stay up to 1 or 2 in the morning. No,
What-
I'm really, really aware that bothers you, but I'm not going to stop.
Doesn't actually bother me that much.
Really?
No.
And then I need to get you up in the morning and wake you up.
That does sometimes. I think if it that annoys you, this one.
Because then he's one of the ones that I'll say, David, you need to get up, and then he'll get up and be like, all right, how are you? How was the gym? It was good. And then he'll fall back asleep and like 3 minutes later, all right, hi, how are you? How was the gym? I just told you. And I had like 5 conversations with you in the morning, all the same thing. I just repeat myself. And the same with both. Both of it's like a big fight to get his up.
Well, he's got school in the morning, so he should be in his bed early. I've not got anything to get up for.
Okay.
Bit of the gym. I work at night. Right. He
Right,
should be in his
last one
bed.
for you.
Last one for me. So the last thing that I do that really annoys you, but I just see when I'm thinking about this, it's not something I can quite put my fingers on. There it is. So it's something that you despise it actually. So you do.
See if I could kick you under the table right now. That would
It's when I
actually-
start talking with you, whistle, so listen, Georgia despises this, so she does, honestly. Seeing her heart and her soul, she's sickened by this, it sickens her, so it does. It's when I do this for you, whistle, and you see,
People will be
it's
listening to that
something-
with earphones in and be like, this is disgusting.
It's something.
Aye,
I've
me.
Aye, so the whistle, Georgia hates it, she's hated it since day one, and
No, Curtis hates it.
aye, Curtis probably hates it as well. So that's that one.
I do hate that.
I love it as well. It's my wee favourite thing ever. I seen it in Tuna Fat as a wee guy, and it was the funniest thing ever. I learned it quite quickly, and I've managed to do it ever since. And it helped me get a wee bit famous on TikTok, and people love it. So Georgia's just a wee Debbie Downer.
It's when you've been like listening to the same part for nearly 11 years. Like, you need to get with the times and move on.
Saying that as if she's ever had no part. Fuck's her part is just mine's, but 2 years later.
Don't lie. Don't lie. Okay, last one for me is that I bin everything. I put everything in the bin, and it really, really bothers you
I definitely.
because there could be a bit of sellotape sitting on top of the worktop for 9 months, and then I'll go, he obviously doesn't need that. Put that in the bin. Next day, George, have you seen that sellotape? No. And my heart's pounding, and I know, and I'm sweating. I'm thinking, I've put that in the bin. He's not needed that for 9 months now. I've binned it and he wants it. It's like every time, like even the day where you were asking me where your Gorilla Glue was, I knew I hadn't touched it, but I felt guilty. I've
I was
obviously...
literally just about to say, I'll just about my Gorilla Glue.
I know, I didn't touch it. Like, even the other day I went and bought a new tub of glue, and David comes in this morning and asked me if I had saw his tub of glue, and I'm thinking, I really haven't saw this, but because I know I've got previous, I just start to panic when I'm getting asked if I've put something in the bin, because I know, like, if something just has been lying for too long, I'm sorry, it's going in the bin.
Well, my ADHD, but it's lying, because that's when it means I'll remember what it is.
I know, but I mean, these things are getting up sometimes and walking to the bin themselves. They've been lying there that long.
No,
Like,
it's obviously
that's
you
how
put
bad
them in
it
the
is.
bin and kidding on that they've done that, or they must have just fucking disappeared.
No, I don't agree.
I do agree.
So that was everything I had in terms of, there's probably a lot of things that we probably are aware that we do to annoy each other, but
Probably.
I think it was a good topic to cover. But I've got something else I want to talk about.
What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the Girls Overheard podcast that I went to on Friday night. So,
Your pal Jade took you, didn't you?
yes, so
You Jade for the gym.
Jade for the gym. On Friday, I went to the Girls Overheard live show. So this is 3 girls from Glasgow who've done a podcast now since, when did I say? Lockdown. Aye, they were talking about
Started
that.
a podcast. Lockdown. No.
So they
pure
did
shit
a live
awkward
show in the
laugh on it,
O2.
I didn't even like
There
it.
was, what?
That was a shit awkward laugh, and then
To be fair, I feel a bit breathless seasons we've come in here. I've been laughing so much, I feel like I can't catch a breath. I wish I brought my inhaler.
I've got a big chest.
No. You're ready.
Bother you, fuck's sake.
So, my pal Jade for the gym asked me, she'd bought tickets and she asked me if I wanted to go where. And she bought VIP tickets. We ended up
Front row,
right
man.
in the front
You'll have
row.
got a front noted podcast, didn't
What'd you say?
You'll have got a front noted podcast.
I know, because you bought, when we went to Shits and Gigs, you
Aye.
brought good tickets as well. So, also as well, I just take this moment to give the lasses in the gym a shout out, because they said that they listen every week and they're waiting patiently for me to mention the gym, and I don't ever do it. So, hello to Jade, Jen, Lindsay, Hayley, Hannah, Monica, and Katie, who are all my gym friends that I love so much. They're the best part about going to the gym. But massive thank you.
Them once, to be fair, no kidding.
Don't even say that. I talk about them all the time.
That'd be fair, you do.
So they said that they've been listening and they've not heard me mentioning them yet. So
There you go,
hello.
ladies. 50 quid, send it.
But the podcast show was amazing. Like, so much funny stuff. They've got loads of, because they've been running for so long, they've got so many people who write in like good funny stories and that, and they've got good,
That's what we want,
really
man.
good
We want that.
interaction.
We want stories sent in. Get your submissions in. Tell us about you doing something dastardly, and if you're an arsehole, and we'll decide.
To be fair, some people were writing back about the jobs that they'd done, and they were writing really vulgar stuff, and I'm like, surely the jobs aren't the real.
No, definitely there will be. There's some mad jobs out there. I think
That
about
guy
it.
said he worked in the...
There's jobs everywhere, and you need somebody needs to do it. Somebody needs to do
I'm
it.
just going to do it.
Somebody needs to do it. Know what I mean? 20 quid's 20 quid.
Oh, that guy, somebody wrote on the TikTok page that he worked in Berlin, was it? And it was for people taking their clothes off.
Oh no, he was on the pass. So the pass is like he's a prisoner, right?
Uh-huh.
He's got a job at the reception, and he obviously had to like, check people was for coming in with stuff, and it was called the
But
Wally
the
Watcher.
prisoners check other ones.
I don't know. I don't think it was, because he said he was on the pass. But if you're on the pass, so I think he maybe it was just I don't
Maybe
quite.
it was just
I need
being
to read.
funny.
I need to read it again. But I think maybe he worked at reception, and the guy that was, or maybe I don't know. I'm thinking he was a pass man, and the job that they maybe called the guys at the reception Wally
Right.
Watchers, because they're the ones that search them. Not
yeah. That's funny. Sorry, my watch went now. It's just telling me to stand.
Get up, go to a wee bit of calisthenics.
But the podcast was brilliant, and
What were you thinking when you watched it?
I was just thinking, well, this is amazing. Hopefully this is us one day.
No, you were thinking it will be us one day, because it will be one day. We'll be up on the big stage selling at the O2.
I know, and the producers, the guys that do their podcast for them, all had on the Girls Overheard merchandise, Curtis. So you'll be trading that Studio 23 in for 10 years in.
Nah, 10 years in, aye. All white trackie for him.
Imagine that, I got my Lacoste trackie. But it was excellent, and there was loads of like singing and dancing.
Who's your favourite on it?
I like them all individually.
Fucking political answer.
I would have probably said that Ashley, but then when I went to the show on Friday, Lauren was really funny, like just off the cuff funny. And she's really loud, probably like the most, the one that you don't know what's got to come out her mouth next type thing. So there was, Ashley had said there was like 1,500 people there.
Class, man. That's
I know, it is. It's amazing. After it, because Jade had bought the tickets, there was like an after party up in the O2 where you just go up the first floor, and the lassies came in, they'd had a DJ on, and the lassies came in and they were going talking to everybody, and they'd gave everybody who had the VIP tickets like a bag, and it had all these amazing gifts in it. So it's just like crazy what they were giving away to people. But they obviously I think they'd obviously been donated over.
It's a hard one, they've been doing it since lockdown.
Exactly.
It's now 4 years. That's the other one that we watched, Shits and Gigs. They've been doing it for 4 years as well. I think maybe just before lockdown, and I know that they're selling out shows in America and that. So I think if you just stick to it, work hard, promote the shows well and that as well, with the podcast and the episodes and that well. But there's no reason that can't be us. You know what I mean? There's no reason that we can't do that. We've sold out shows, maybe not 1,500 people, but we've sold out wrestling shows, and that's a niche market, you know what I mean? So everybody and their granny watches podcasts today, and everybody that seems to be listening into these podcasts always seem to tell us that they're really good, that they're really enjoying them. So eventually the word will spread, and the next 4 years, who knows, we could be doing the tour, maybe even bigger, maybe the Hydro.
Imagine it.
One day.
That would be amazing.
But also, Curtis, can you fit 3 people in here, 3 guests? Know what I mean? May as well just shoot a shot and try and get the lassies for the Girls Overheard podcast in here. Get them on the episode.
I think the Day podcast as well. Like, I've saw Ashley on other people's podcasts before. So I've got one hanging about to cover with you, and it's we just want to discuss the diary of a fussy eater. Why are you laughing, David?
What? Cause
what does that mean?
So basically, 3 years ago, right?
No, even not 3 years ago.
After I turned 30, I want to change my getting fit for 30.
Right.
TikTok to a fuss eaters one.
Right.
George had wanted to do this. And 3 years on, she's still not done it. So, Caden was looking for TikTok inspirations, and he's a fuss eater. And I've not even put 2 and 2 together, to be fair.
You've come up with the idea. And you've got them like, how many? Over like 40,000 views?
It's up to nearly 50,000 views.
So what happened then?
What do you mean?
So you got them to, you come up with this light bulb moment where you thought, you should start posting about being a fuss eater on your TikTok
Well, no, I was saying
page.
I should post it. I was giving him Hunter's ideas, not just that. I was obviously telling him he should do wrestling stuff. He should post stuff about these promos and all that. And then obviously I said about the pick eating thing.
So I was laughing yesterday because me and David went to walk to the shop, and he said, I'm just going to be Caden's social media manager. I'm going to tell him what to do. And I says, I had to laugh at you suggesting to Caden about the fuss eating. I says, because I told you I wanted to change my TikTok to the diary of a fuss eater. And he was like, oh, hi, just laughing. And then the day, Caden, right on TikTok, hi everybody, welcome back to the diary of a picky eater. Thanks for recommending the name, David. I'm a social media manager who's just take a wee pinch of salt for me and then just feeding it to Caden. And
to be fair, I'm also your social
own.
media manager. I'm always pushing you to post mail and stuff like that as well, which proud to hear lately you have been doing that.
Because you've given me no other option.
Well, obviously, you want to sit and moan and complain. I can't do all this social media stuff myself. You need to get a finger out as well. If you want to get invited to these hotels and these fancy places that everybody else can get fat.
I like staying in the house.
I'm too rough around the edges to get invited to these places, so you need to have a bit of presence online. Aye, all right. We'll be got to these lodges eventually. If anybody out there has got any lodges that want reviewed or anything, give us a shout. We'll review on a podcast.
They're probably scared in case you say it's shite.
I'll not say it's shite unless it's shite. So don't fucking invite us somewhere shite. You know what I mean? Like, come on. I put it this way, if there's any big social media influence out there that wants a day out with their family, I'll give you free tickets to the wrestling for a free review, and I bet you any money they'll go away saying it's good, and that's because I trust in my product and I believe in myself. And if they say it was shite, fair enough, wrestling's not for everybody, you know what I mean? I'll take that to chin. But I can guarantee you they'll go away enjoying themselves, and that's why other places should be. You shouldn't need to give a good review for somewhere for being getting a free place, like for getting something for free. At the end of the day, you like, because then that's me lying. So just put it this way: if you want me to lie, pay me money. You're not getting it for free if you want me to say I'm not me to lie in the review. But anyway, I actually wouldn't. If you paid me as well and it was shit, I would still actually say it, because at the end of the day, you're paying me for my opinion. You're not actually paying for me to say it's good. But anyway, that's a tangent, right? Where were we?
We're just saying that I don't get invited. Well, if I want invited places, I said, but I like just staying in the house.
Right in. She's lying, but she's at it. Invite us somewhere. I bet you she'll be there. I bet she'll be. You hear a wee voiceover and all that. A wee TikTok she makes. Right. Anyway, no. But actually, what we're saying again?
No, we're just saying that you stole the diary of a picky eater.
Right. So I wouldn't say I stole it. No, I wouldn't say I stole it. Right. I would say that it was on the shelf.
Yeah.
And nobody had picked it for years, know what I mean? It was starting to, it was time to restock. There was no stock in, know what I mean? George had moved on to her steps and stuff like that, and she's doing different stuff on TikTok. And this Fussy Ear series was right at the end. It was about to get flung out. It was actually about to get flung into the bin, and I seen it. I was like, no, I'm going to take that home. I'll give it to my wee trainee wrestler. And then Caden's opened up that tin, and he's went with it.
Good. Well, I'm happy for him.
Aye.
Well, that's everything
He's
I've
got
got.
a coffee, trying to do.
And he spat it right back in the cup. I'm like, did you recommend him to drink that, David? Because that's like not a good thing to recommend.
I knew for a fact I would like it.
Aye.
He's got to eat takis soon. That's another thing. If you get any recommendations for Caden to eat food and that, because he's that picky eater, get them in. I've got hunters for him to try: mushrooms, black pudding, all that stuff, pineapple and pizza. All other stuff I don't like. I'm just telling him to eat it. Let's see what he thinks. But that's that. So anything else that is for
That's us for the night.
That's our itinerary. I'm keep button here and that's disgusting.
Right, okay, well that's us done. Thanks everybody.
Right, see you all later. See you next
Yes.
week.
Thank you, bye.